So two quarterbacks that are looking to get paid right now, Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson. Do you think those teams will get their deals done, or do you think they'll end up elsewhere?
They're going to get the deal done. Kyler Murray's a mess. That whole situation's a mess. He's handling it like a child. He had all the leverage anyhow. He didn't need to pull all of these levers to get done what he wanted done. All he had to do was ask. So there really wasn't a problem. And he's making drama where he doesn't need to. He's going to get everything done, but he's really hurt himself. I'm hearing on the backside, he's not impressing people. He's an incredible talent, but so is Brown at wide receiver, and see what happens with him. QBs at that talent level are too valuable. They're going to get their deal.
As everybody knows, we are talking to Sportsline NFL analyst Steve Vanover. Steve, you look at the league, especially from the NFC to the AFC, and really over the last couple of years, it really has been NFC dominant, and the AFC has been tailing behind. The AFC has been tailing behind the NFC. Now all of a sudden this year, with Russell Wilson going over there to the AFC, Khalil Mack, and all these top end or semi-top end teams in the AFC are becoming world power teams. What are your thoughts of the AFC and the NFC and the transition from the dominance of the NFC to now the dominance of the AFC?
Pendulum swung. You nailed it. It was pretty close, actually. It had been evening out with the movement there that you just described. On paper right now, it's there. But it might not matter because the NFC still has Aaron Rodgers. They still have Tom Brady. They still have the Los Angeles Rams and Stafford. And Dak Prescott, you keep waiting for the Cowboys to wake up and play up to their potential. So I'll throw that out there, but I'm like you. I'm not buying that ticket either. But the Eagles, I think, are going to surprise a lot of people this year.
So speaking of the Cowboys not playing up to their potential, as a fan of the Cowboys, what do you think is the biggest reasons for that kind of thing?
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones.
I'm not an idiot, man. I mean, it's there's only one reason. You look at the one constant, who's been in charge of the talent, the decision making. There you go. Does anybody disagree?
No, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with blaming Jerry Jones for things, especially with all the contracts they've had to trade.
The best thing that happened to Jerry Jones is Snyder getting in the league, because then people talk about Snyder instead of Jerry Jones.
When you look at, obviously the AFC, and we talk about the dominance of some of these teams, like the Las Vegas Raiders. We're adding, obviously, Adams to a Derek Carr. Now you have Josh McDaniels running the team. They have weapons. If Jacobs could stay healthy, they have a tremendous chance of really exploding this year offensively. And then you have the Bengals, which their weakness was last year, their offensive line. They added Collins in the offseason. They drafted very well. They added some offensive line help in the offseason as well. What are your thoughts to some of these teams in the AFC that a lot of people think could really take a step forward over the last couple of years of the growth of their teams?
The Bengals are better now than they were in the Super Bowl, period. And that should scare anybody. I don't care which division you're in, because you're going to have to get by them either to get to the Super Bowl or face them in the Super Bowl. I think it's probably going to be the Bengals. Now, of course, the Chiefs, when you got Patrick Mahomes, you can't ever say never. The Raiders adding incredible talent. Daniels is a total wild card using that talent. There's not a lot of film on what he's going to do. So he's going to have an early season grace period to pull some stuff. It should be a lot of fun. The Bills are better now than they were at the end of last season. That should scare a lot of people. The Colts, okay, they're there. Nothing to say about that. But the Chargers, Raiders, Chiefs, the AFC West, man, who wants to be in that division? Not the Denver Broncos. And they're not a bad team. They're just the worst team in that division.
So is there any team, I guess you mentioned the Broncos potentially as one of them, is there any team that's getting a lot of hype that you consider maybe one that could possibly underwhelm, drop off badly, and not succeed their expectations, kind of like what you saw with the Browns last year?
The Raiders. You never know with the coach like Daniels, who got pulled out of that Broncos situation. You just never know with that. Is he going to get the player respect, XYZ? If he does, then it's not a problem. But yeah, that could always blow up on you. The Pittsburgh Steelers, if they don't get their QB situation solid, to decide where they're going and how they're going to get there, that team could implode in a hurry. And that's a shame because TJ Watt there, you don't want to waste that talent. The Cleveland Browns, when they suck, they don't really disappoint anybody, so that doesn't fit. But the Ravens and their QB, what's going on there? Until that gets solidified, man, that team scares me. That team could go in the toilet.
Again, we are talking to Sportsline NFL analyst Steve Vanover. Last question for me, Steve. The New York Giants, they added Dable. They added some, obviously some interesting offseason acquisitions. Their draft was pretty good in the first round, and then really, I don't know where they were going in the second round. Where do you think this team is going to go? Do you think Dable is the answer as the new head coach of this organization?
All of the moves that the Giants are making on paper, again, this is a draft that they did. A lot of people didn't agree with it, but there was a purpose behind all the moves they made, the moves they made in free agency. They moved on from some situations that haven't worked out. On paper, it all looks good, but they've got to actually execute now. They've got the talent, but there's as many questions with Daniel Jones as there is with Saquon Barkley. Barkley has problems with blitz pickup. He's got that I got to hit a home run itis on every play. There's no doubting his talent, but he's had a hard time with injuries. He wants to prove himself. His confidence is shot. It's a mess back there. If they come up with a balanced offense, if Daniel Jones starts playing consistently, they can play because their defense is solid, and they improved it. They improved it a lot. They finally got the inside settled. They got the chance to add a little pressure, and their linebackers are really good. I really like their defense. They could surprise a lot of people because there's no expectations. But Daniel Jones, you tell me, does he give you a lot of confidence? Nah, it's questions.
My last question, it says on your Twitter account, you're actually a veteran. Do you have any stories of your time?
I am a veteran, yes and no, but my job was classified.
Only reveal what you can reveal
I
legally.
can't really talk about it.
That's fine. Gotcha.
Well, my classification is if you have a gun over there, throw me one so I could shoot one of the guys on the feeds right now that I want to just absolutely murder, okay? Because he has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. But we really appreciate you joining us, my friend.
I'll salute your service too, even if it's classified.
There you go. We appreciate it. Thanks
We really appreciate you joining us, and we definitely would like to get you on as the season progressively gets closer. Definitely like to know your thoughts on who your winners and losers this year are going to be, who your Super Bowl champion is going to be this year. But we'll definitely, the next time we get you on, we'll go through it and ask you those interesting questions, my friend.
Hey, well, real quick, enjoyed getting a vibe for the rhythm. This is a lot of fun. And I see that you're getting Brandon Jacobs on.
Yes.
I remember watching him play, man. He's what was he, 6'4", 260 something?
Yeah.
Yes.
A man among boys. That guy was scary, man. He was scary. I remember he had one run. It was like 73 yards, and he just abused some people and then showed that long speed that he has. And he was incredible.
Well, we really, first of all, we'll tell him that you said that. And we'll definitely listen to the interview because he's great. He's been on the show quite a few times. He's a great personality. This will be the first time we get him on a video feed because over the last couple of years, we've got him on a couple of phone calls. He's been very, very busy. He's been sick. So Brandon's going to be joining us tonight. We're really excited to get him on a video feed and have a little fun with him. So we were very, very excited to get you on, and we're looking forward to get you on very, very soon. Thank you very much for joining us, Steve.
It's a pleasure. Take care, everybody.
We were just talking to Sportsline NFL analyst Steven Vanover. He was fantastic. He really was. Great personality and a Cowboys fan. The Beef
Brandon's not going to
it.
like that.
Well, he gave Brandon Jacobs a lot of compliments. So I think you like that. I mean, Brandon Jacobs was part of what did they call the Giants running back?
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's what they called him. So interesting to see what he's going to say to the Giants, where he thinks the Giants are going this year, and where the Cowboys are going to be this year with Dak Prescott and company. It'll be interesting. But I think Micah Parsons, they hit it right. They were definitely right about that. So it'll be very, very interesting to see where the Cowboys go as the OTAs are about to begin and start. So, and you're going over there, so I definitely would like to hear your take, Steve, what you think about the Cowboys and where you think the Cowboys are going when we get you back on the show.
Absolutely, will do. I'll probably be able to come straight from camp to this show the way that the time frame fits. And hey, one last thing about Brandon Jacobs. Mm-hmm. When he was playing, we always wondered why they didn't give him the ball more. And we were so happy they didn't. We were like, they'll give him the ball, and they would give it to Ahmad Rashad or something like that. And we were so happy, man, because every time he touched it, he was good for like 3 to 4.5, 5, 6, 7. He would destroy you. I could never figure out why they didn't give him the ball more.
Yeah, well, Brandon Jacobs was a beast, as we all know, and he won 2 Super Bowls for one reason all. Earth, Wind, and Fire just absolutely dominated the line of scrimmage. So, as we all know. But thank you, Steve, for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Take care, everybody.